Welcome back to the Weekly Recap. I'm Matt Wacker. March is Women's History Month. As such, we decided to take a trip to Fort Leonard Wood to speak with Brigadier General Donna Martin. We asked this inspiring figure to reflect on her military career and share some thoughts on women in the workforce.
What inspired you to serve in the armed forces?
Well, when I went to college, I went to college really to play sports, and I didn't think I was having the college experience because I was always traveling with the team, and I never really got to experience college life. And so I stopped playing sports, and I found this group of men and women who were in this program called ROTC, the Reserve Officer Training Corps. And I really didn't know a lot about the Army, but when I joined that group, I found a group of young men and women who were oriented to service. I found a group of young men and women who were motivated to do great things, and they helped me not only just stay in college, but they also helped me find something to be a part of that was so much more than me. It was so much bigger than me, and it's hard to describe when you're accepted into a group when you're that young and you're looking for acceptance. When you find a great group, you stay with it, right?
Do you feel that the progress in military roles for women has lagged behind, say, the progress in the private sector?
So, I don't believe so. I think that women in the Army, we enjoy this equality because in the Army, if I do the job that my peers do, we get paid the exact same thing. So we don't have necessarily a lag with our female counterparts in the civilian world, but there's still work to be done. I think progress is for females in the military, while I think it is maybe above where our civilian counterparts are, there still are times when, as a female, you feel a little different. I'll take, for example, when I was a battalion commander, and I was at one point in our division the only female battalion commander. And so I have 15 men who will walk into a room and sit at a table, and when I walk in, I always feel like that question is there of, do you belong there? Or why are you here? And so what I think the military does better than anybody else is I get to sit at that table, and I get to have a voice, and I get to lean in and just be a part of the discussion. And so for that reason, I believe the military is probably a little bit farther ahead.
Who inspired you? What women inspired you? Military or non-military?
So, if you ever met my mother, this would be such an easy answer, because my mother was a single parent raising 6 children. And I will tell you that she is the strongest woman I know. My mother taught me that life isn't fair, but if you work hard, that things will happen. If you just don't allow things to happen, but you actually influence it by hard work and determination, that anything is possible. And I stand on that today, because that's who I am, and that's what she made me.
Despite progress, obviously discrimination does still exist. What would you like to see changed about America for future generations of women?
What I'd like to see is I'd like to see a normalization of women doing incredible things. And here's what I mean. I don't want to see the headlines that always say, first woman to do this, or this woman strives for this. I want it to be normal. I want society to recognize that men and women all can achieve greatness and will achieve greatness. And so when we come to that part, my daughters, my granddaughters will realize that it is not an exceptional thing because women are succeeding.
Matt, back to you.
The representative for Missouri's 8th Congressional District made a visit to Rolla High School on March 14th to talk with students on various political issues. Not surprisingly, the topic of guns was quickly introduced. Smith believes gun laws should be decided on a local level and that Missouri law allows teachers to be armed. Smith also added that Rolla High School chooses not to do that. Before leaving, he was asked about our governor's current situation, stating that he'll have his day in court and that all elected officials live in glass houses. The search is on for a Lebanon man accused of felony stealing. The home of 35-year-old Robert Nieman was searched on March 6th, at which time officers located evidence related to 3 Laclede County burglaries. If you have any information on the whereabouts of this man, please call the Laclede County Sheriff's Office. Students at Missouri State University West Plains will have something new to look forward to next fall as a new building nears completion. What was once the post office is now set to become Haas-Dar Hall. This building will house admissions, a student union, tutoring, the Veterans Center, a coffee shop, and the Dar Honors Program. The $5 million project is scheduled to be complete by May. A Camdenton man was arrested in Pulaski County last week after his girlfriend turned him in to police for allegedly taking her car and wrecking it. 26-year-old Jacob Towler stole a 2007 Pontiac Grand Prix in Dixon by, according to the girlfriend, sneaking into her bedroom while she slept and taking the keys. The vehicle was recently purchased and had no registration. Officers responded to a crash shortly thereafter, at which time Towler admitted to a 3-day heroin binge. I think it's safe to say that relationship is over. A Howell County man arrested on a felony charge of property damage has now been charged with assault after allegedly headbutting his stepfather and attempting to gouge his eyes out. 30-year-old Dustin Newton called his estranged wife several times, admitting to the assault, but his motive remains unclear. Newton was arrested on February 20th after his wife reported that he smashed the passenger side window of her vehicle. 'Twas a blustery morn for the 110th annual St. Patrick's Day Parade in Rolla on March 17th. Pine Street, as always, was painted green for the occasion. Plenty of beads, shamrocks, and shillelaghs were present. I volunteered to announce this year's parade, so if you opt to watch on Fidelity Local 6, consider this a fair warning, and try not to judge too harshly. That's all for now. I'm Matt Wacker. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. The Weekly Recap is brought to you by Rice Chopper, Cooking from Scratch, the UPS Store of Rolla, Bayard Dodge in West Plains, and the Ozarks Medical Center.